Hello friends, welcome to Lahas Hormone. So today we are going to learn about ancient China, Shang and Zhou dynasties. Other ancient civilizations developed around rivers. In China, the Yellow River area shows ancient people settling there. In the Yellow River area, there were terraces with rice farming from about 5000 BCE. This allowed people to settle in villages. Later, these led to the rise of more complex organized societies, including the dynasty system, which started in China over 4000 years ago. The Shang dynasty in ancient China was an absolute monarchy. That means a king ruled alone. About 30 kings ruled the Shang dynasty over 600 years from 1600 to 1050 BCE. Archaeologists learned a lot about the Shang dynasty kings from ancient writing on bones called oracle bones. If a king wanted to make an important decision, he would have the choices of the decision written on bones. The bones would be put close to a fire until the bones cracked. The choice written on the cracked base on the bone was supposed to be the one for the king to follow. By studying the ancient bones, we can see the problems the Shang dynasty kings were facing. We can see what choices the kings were trying to make. This shows us a lot about the lives of the people at that time. In the next dynasty in China, the Zhou dynasty, the government adopted a feudal system. The large kingdom was divided into smaller parts. The parts were ruled by relatives of the king called lords. Each lord controlled his land but was controlled by the king. The people who lived on the land were called peasants. They grew crops and gave part of their crops to the lords. The lords protected the peasants who lived on their land. Over 2000 years ago, places in China started using coins. First, they used stations. Later, they made coins out of the metal bronze. The first metal coins in China were in everyday shape. Some places had coins in the shapes of spades, knives, and some even fish. Later they made round coins. The coins often had holes in them. The holes were there so that people could keep the coins on a stick or string. The coins were needed as trade became more important. Trade led to a market economy. A market economy has an exchange of things. Coins could be given to people for things they made. In the Zhou dynasty, the highest level were the state rulers and their ministers. The rulers had a lot of wealth from the inheritance. Inheritance are things passed from one person to another. However, a bigger economy meant new jobs. People were needed for the economy to develop. One group was the peasant farmers. The peasant farmers grew the food the people needed. Their wealth came from what they grew. Peasant farmers could own land. A second group were the craftsmen. Craftsmen were needed to make things people needed. Things like weapons for soldiers or tables and chairs for houses. However, an important group were the merchants. Merchants traded products. They would buy goods in one area or city and then sell them in another city. Merchants were a low class of people in ancient China. This is because they did not own or make anything. However, their trade could make them very rich. This wealth lets them buy land and get more importance. Servants were the lowest group. They lived in poverty as they had no wealth or property. Thank you friends, and please don't forget to subscribe Haas Goma for more interesting videos.